Welcome back to the number one university podcast in Jakarta. Now we have a special guest, Indian student Harry.
Hello, my name is Hershan Rehan, and I go to LSF, so I'm an AACCA student.
Sigma. Everybody give up my class for Hershan. I'm here with my buddy boy. As you can see, what's your name? Josh. And my name is Rayuel, guys. Now, we have a special guest here, and he will be talking about what is
Privilege.
okay. Since he's been researching about that for the past 5 minutes ago.
1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute. Okay. Now, Mr. Hershan Daryanani, please explain what is privilege to you.
So, privilege is essentially it's an immunity or an advantage that a particular group of people or people have that most people don't have. Like, for example, we're all born with different privileges, and not necessarily everyone has the same privileges. Like, for example, one of the privileges that all of us have in common, the three of us have in common, is the privilege of getting access to education, which is what we're doing in LSAF right now, which is not necessarily what everyone is able to have, because according to statistics, there's a high number of students who are mostly illiterate because of they have no access to education, and most of them do not have access to high school, or they just don't graduate out of, because they're forced to leave school out of for specific reasons. What are you guys' thoughts on
That's why, guys, follow LSAF Fast Track program right here to get the number right here. Yes, sir, above my head.
What are you guys' thoughts on privileges? What are some of the privileges that you guys have?
I think your explanation is already very good.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts? What are some of the privileges that you guys think that you have?
Well, I think one of the most common privileges that we have is that we're able to, we're able to study, and we're all able to, we're all healthy.
Yeah.
And we're all able to function as a normal person.
Yeah. So you're saying that essentially, like, having privileges to healthcare, and that's it.
Privilege.
What privilege do you have, Ray?
I have a privilege of going here. It's my privilege. Privilege to have socks on my feet. It's a privilege. Clothes on my back. It's a privilege. Now, next question.
What is the privilege of being an international student?
So I think I'm an international student along with Ray. So we can speak on our experience, but so basically, I think one of my privileges for being an international student is we're exposed to a lot of people with different ethnicities, race, and we're also exposed to a very irregular activities. Like, we're able to build events, we're able to develop events, and we're also able to we're exposed to many different learning methods where it's not the traditional learning method of a textbook. We are able to learn through websites, and also through technology. We use technology in order to help us with our education. What about you, Ray? What was your experience?
Before you go to me, you should ask the homeschooled here.
We should focus.
No.
First,
So, first of all, Josh is homeschooled. Okay? And he will speak in his side of his story. Now, homeschooler.
Well, I do think that probably the privilege of a homeschooler is that we don't focus as much on academics as normal students, and I think that gives us time to do whatever thing we're passionate about, or the thing that we know we want to do in the future, the industry we want to work on. Probably we could focus more and learn more about the industry, and because I think in homeschooling we don't, as I said, we don't really focus on academic as much, so we relatively have much time, relatively more time than normal students, that we could allocate on other things that is also um, very crucial probably for our future.
Yeah.
I think
What about
that's-
you?
Yeah. What about you?
My international school is different. It's different.
Okay, fine.
You get it.
No, my international school is like it's not normal like normal Jakarta International School. Like you say, like it's that your international school is diverse in culture, right? Mine is fully in one culture.
There.
So it's like there's no diversity at all. And my international school it's in Manado, and over there you go around in the international school. It's like you don't get that Jakarta International School feeling.
One of the regrets that I have of being in an international school is I never really got to learn my Indonesian culture, or I never got to learn my Indonesian culture as much. Like, I was not exposed to, like, Indonesian culture is filled with nightlife such as street food, or basically they have a very diverse, rich culture, and it's very rich that some of it is considered as low level, but then for me, I never viewed it that way personally. But I would have loved to experience my life as an Indonesian rather than I was living in an international mind. That is one of the regrets that I have of an international school. But I'm still very grateful for all the privileges that I have, that my parents have given me. Yeah, that's one of the regrets that I have. But are there any contrasts to what during the homeschool?
Yeah,
What are
well,
regrets you have?
I do have some regrets. Well, probably one of my regrets is that I don't socialize as much as people in normal school would. Yeah, that's because homeschooling it gets pretty lonely, and I think there's fewer students. We don't really get exposed to other students as much, and I think that's like the biggest regret I have. But I don't really regret as much as being homeschooled because both have their own advantages and disadvantages, right? So I think that if I were to go back in time, I probably would choose normal school instead of homeschooling. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really that big of a deal. So yeah.
But is that because you're a very social person, or is that because you never understood the purpose of school, or you just were very social that you wanted to interact with everyone?
Yes, that's probably one of the big factors also, that I'm actually a very social person. That's why I need to socialize a lot. I need to meet some friends and just socialize. So being homeschooling is kind of like it gets pretty lonely for me. Yeah, to not be able.
How were you able to get through that period?
Well, I do have some friends that I'm pretty close with. I have fellow homeschooler, and we get. We both
get connections
lonely.
basically.
Yeah, we both get lonely, so yeah, we're there in each other's lonely time, and I think that that one friend of mine get me through that phase, and as time passes, we get to know more people, and then just kind of go, I guess.
Menurut kalian, based that if from a international scholar and a home school
International scholar,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, sure.
do you think that we would get the same level of success with a homeschooler or an international? Which one would be higher? Or would you think that it's the same, and why? Why would it be the same?
You want to go first?
I think in business we learn about synergy, right? So I think that being successful does not mean that you be successful on your own. I genuinely think that there's always a team behind you who helps you to be successful. Although you might get all the efforts, I think that homeschooling has its own benefits, such as Josh ever mentioned that he was able to build connections, and he was able to meet some of his he was able to have some business meetings, right, with his because of his he was able to have some business meetings which helped him for his future. It helps him with his connections as well. But then as an international student, we are exposed to many different cultures, so we know how we are supposed to, what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do in order to make the person more comfortable or uncomfortable. And it also gives you a more international or open mind. That's what I think my benefits are. But I do not think that going to an international school makes you more successful. At the end of the day, I think it's like how people say your grades don't define you. It's how you make use of your knowledge that makes you successful. It's how you present yourself. It's how you find your passion and you reconnect to yourself and you're like, yeah, this one I want to wake up and do every day. And when you find that, you will probably be more successful than what you think. What about you?
No, wait.
Yeah.
You say that make use of your knowledge, because the difference between an international scholar and a homeschooler is that they don't get the same amount of knowledge.
We never mentioned that.
Yeah, but make use of your knowledge. Let's say the knowledge you get from an international schooler is different from the knowledge from a
Like academically?
yeah.
No, I don't think there's a difference. At the end of the day, there's no difference because he's learning a different curriculum. I'm learning a different curriculum. Every curriculum has their differences.
So what was your curriculum?
He followed the Indonesian curriculum.
How about you?
I followed IB, International Baccalaureate program.
But you guys are now in the international curriculum.
Yeah,
right?
so right now we
Is
have.
it hard, like for Josh?
Okay, in LSF, we do international food from the ACA, and well, for me, it's not really that hard to do it. I mean, like to switch the curriculum from national.
Yeah.
Because it's probably because well, first of all, I'm pretty passionate about accounting, and that I've learned a thing or two about accounting, and I don't think it's really that hard to.
But I also
curriculum.
think that Josh was able to succeed because he was a very social guy, and he was also like really passionate in accounting and business, and he was able to merge in very well. Even though you think, oh, homeschooling people are not very social, but he's very friendly. Like he's approachable. That's one of the good things about Josh. But for me personally, as an international student, I found it hard because of different methods. I come from a science background where I did not necessarily learn business at all. So I would do chemistry and biology and psychology. So I did not necessarily have a business background. The most business background I had was when I did my economics in IGCSE. So finding it adjusting was a bit hard, but I guess I'm trying my best here, and I'm trying to make it worth it. What about you, Ray?
I was like you.
Yeah.
I took science
Yeah.
as well, but it was easy for me because I'm probably similar like Josh. At a young age, my dad would take me to business meetings, and we would talk about the aspects of what it's like to have a business or how to run a business, and also the things you need to do with the financials. So I learned also a little bit from there, which didn't make it so hard for me to transfer from science to business. And yeah, I think doing what you know and what you love can also be a great aspect into going for ACCA.
I also feel like it's your passion for you guys. That
Yeah.
doing finance and accounting is your passion.
Then why are you here?
I'm here because I wanted to know more about business, but not necessarily that I wanted to focus on business, because I will be still focusing on science, because when my dad used to have business meetings for his business, he used to take me, and I used to be like, in the meetings I would be so bored. I would just be like, I know this is not my passion. So I realized that science was the path for me. So I kind of I want to pursue that in the future, and I know that I just need to know a little bit of accounting so that I can understand finance and maybe use my money more wisely, as you would say, or understand my money more wisely so that I can know how I'm spending it and how I can spend it more wisely, basically.
So you wouldn't say that business is your passion?
No,
Psychology is.
it's not psychology.
Then what do you plan on taking?
I do think that even though you're not that passionate on business or finance, I do think that it's still a crucial thing to learn about money.
I agree.
About
I think-
budgeting.
yeah.
Because let's say you're doing you're taking a different kind of business, like pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say you're gonna sell your meds, your drugs. How will you sell your drugs if you don't know how to understand the financial?
Yeah, that's what I
Financial
wanted to
structure.
understand, right? I wanted to have a bit of a business acumen where I was able to understand how to run my own business, and through this we learned different ways of how money can be frauded, how people can so it's good to understand the way your business works. So I think that's one of the benefits that I will have
Well, I do think
through
that
this ACCA.
even though probably you're not going to have your own business or whatever, I think that just learning about money is important for yourself.
Yeah,
probably for
definitely.
by budgeting your personal income, by managing your personal wealth. I do think that it's very necessary.
You know what's crazy? When I was telling my friends I was gonna go to Kuliah, can I be like, I told my teacher, sir, I'm not gonna be here anymore. Why? I'm going to go to Kuliah. What? How? You're still 16. And I said, yeah, I just can't. What are you taking? I'm taking business accounting. So why are you stupid? You're taking science. What are you doing with your life? Yeah, I mean you need a business knowledge in your life. So let's say if you want to do engineering or you want to do architecture, you wouldn't want anyone to fraud you with financials, right?
Yeah.
You need
But how does engineering relate to finance?
Yeah, if you're professional, how does it?
Yeah.
Unless you're a businessman, you do business.
let's say when you're doing engineering, selling.
You're going to be an engineer and open an engineering firm. That's two different things.
No, I don't know. Saya bilang, terus dia bilang, Ray, ngapain? You mendingan ambil IPA, you lanjutin aja. Dia bilang gitu. Terus saya bilang, kenapa sir? Why? Yeah, you will not get your high school life. You wouldn't miss your high school life.
For real.
Guys, it's a privilege of having a high school life.
It is.
It is a privilege to have a high school life.
I'm grateful for my high school friends, guys. If you're
Me
watching
too.
this, I'm grateful for you.
Yeah, me too. If you're watching,
I miss my high school friends, especially what? I miss my high school friends. I'm homesick.
I don't have a high school life. Thank you.
You would have loved it. You would have loved having a high school
I
life.
don't even have a high school.
I think
There you
you.
go.
I had a year of high school
You had a
life.
junior high school life.
Termasuk lah.
Enggak lah.
Termasuk kan?
God knows, guys. My high school was 11.
Was 11 apa?
Was 11 and 12. Grade 11 and 12.
Oh, IB doesn't have 10.
I do have 10, but I was in a different school.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope this podcast brings some insights to you guys, even though we're not really professional. We're not professionals. And yeah, see you.
Don't forget to put the number of LSAF in your phone right here if you want to join the Fast Track program. Let's go!
It's not a fast track program.
Fast
so
track.
that you can be friends with Ray.
Yeah.
I need friends.
It's not right.
They're leaving me in December.
Yeah, very.